Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I'm sorry that it took a little longer than I would want it to be, but it was out of my control. But I'm not going to ever have that happen to you again. Okay, so as you guys probably already saw in the thumbnail, well, for you, those of you that didn't see the last video, you really have to see the last video, because this is like 2 parts or 3 parts, or I don't know. It's going to be a lot of parts, because Chris Noth, I'm going to expose you for the true animal that you are. You're a sexual predator. That's what you are. So, in the last video, I described me catching Chris Noth in the act of groping my then pregnant fiancee, 29 years old. And as you can see, she's a very beautiful woman. Tall, beautiful, just with supermodel looks. I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, because we're no longer together. But yeah, she was all that and a bag of chips. So, as I said before, I was at a Hollywood producer, writer, music producer, everything. Super, super big shot in Hollywood. So anyway, so I leave the apartment. We just find out that my fiancée is pregnant with my only child. She's pregnant. We just found that out early. And if you look at the other video, it's going to show. I don't want to get into I don't want to rehash the other video. But for those of you that I know that ain't going to go there, okay, so I leave my fiancé, my pregnant fiancé, in this Hollywood producer's apartment in Midtown Manhattan, and I go down to get wine or something. I don't know if he got rid of me on purpose, but the next thing I know, when I get back, Chris Noth is in the house, in the apartment. Now, I know him very well as anybody does, because I hung out with him for 5 years, from 1995 to 1999 or 2000, when I moved to California. We were very good friends, and why is that? Because he wanted a part in my movie. That's right. At that time, either I had an option with Universal or Paramount, I forget which one, because I've had so many of them. And he had just gotten fired from the Law and Order TV show. So anyway, so I come in, I open the apartment door, and I see my fiancé and Chris Noth. Here's the picture, picture number 1. Okay, now I'm walking right towards Chris Noth. Now he takes his left hand, which was on her stomach before, and he raises it up to her left breast and says, "Let's make him jealous." Yeah, that made me jealous, all right. And he puts it on her left breast. She immediately pushes it down. Boom. Picture number 2. Here it is. Now, it's very important that you look on this guy's face. Now, I've been with him 100 times over 5 years when women have come up to him to get photographs. And they all look like this. This one. Boom. And the reason I blocked out her face is because that was my friend Jim Doherty's daughter. So I want you to look at the way Chris Noth smiles when he poses with an average girl off the street or in a club. They come and he poses and he takes a smile like that. Now let's compare the 2 photographs of just his face, of Chris Noth taking a normal photograph and Chris Noth in the act of molesting my then beautiful 29-year-old pregnant fiancée. You can clearly see the difference. Look at his face. And he's got that face on that one picture, but 2 as well. So I come in, and he says, "Let's make him jealous." Well, that made me jealous. I dropped the bag that I had, walked right up to him, and hit him right in the balls. Boom, dropping him. Now I am furious. I am absolutely furious. And don't forget, this guy, Chris Noth, is no joke. Very strong guy. Because how do I know? Because he tried to beat me in arm wrestle. I don't know how many times, and he couldn't do it. But he's both lefty and righty. I don't know. But anyway, I know he's a strong guy. But I'm a guy that knows how to fight, and I'm a guy from the South Bronx of New York City, and I'm a guy that went to prison for 4 years. So I know how to fight. Not trying to blow my own horn, but I know how to fight. I love to fight. So he drops. And then the big shot producer comes in, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to throw him out the window. I was so friggin' mad. And boy, when I tell you what I didn't see and what he did prior to me getting back to the apartment, I would have killed him. I mean, I would have killed him. I would have beat him. I threw him out the window. We were 8 stories above Broadway. After that happened, I was super mad at my fiancée, Maribel. I was saying, why did you let that? I was just like in such a fury. By the time we left the apartment, I think I had a hotel in New Jersey at the time, and it was a big fight over it. Now, she didn't tell me the whole story. She didn't tell me the whole story. And I'm going to tell you, when I found out the whole story, I'm shaking. I'm so, a lot of my stories that I tell, I literally reenact that event in my mind as though he's the camera. And I've always been cursed with a really short fuse. Like from being in prison, I go like right away. And thank God Almighty, Maribel didn't tell me what he did to her. So, as I'm coming in, down the hall, I see him, they're 15 feet away. He makes that move with her breast. But I didn't know what he was doing behind her. And he was rubbing his private part on her backside. And if you look at the picture, let's look at it again. Let's look at the picture again. Let's look at it again and look at his face. And all you women, what is he thinking? What's going through his mind? So, anyway, so nothing was done. I had a movie deal with that producer. That producer was going to put him in the movie. He was going to be the detective. That's what he wanted to play. He just got done playing one in Law and Order. So I didn't do anything. But being the idiot that I am, I just had to take it out on somebody, and I wound up taking it out on my my pregnant fiance. We had arguments over it. I was like, why did you let that guy grab you the way he did? He had his hands on, and she didn't tell me what happened, what was going on behind that I didn't see. Now let's rewind a little bit further. So the big shot movie producer, when I come in, he says, his wife goes, wow, she's so beautiful. You hit the bingo, you hit the bingo. And she called Chris Noth, come on over, check out Kevin's brand new fiancé, right? Then they send me, I don't know if it was a planned deal, then they sent me to pick up a bottle of wine that nobody had. And I'm going up and down Broadway, Midtown Manhattan, trying to find it. I had to go to my car. So I guess I'm gone for 40 minutes. And guess who's there when I come back? Chris Noth. He shot right over. Prior to that, while I was down trying to get the wine that nobody had, I don't know if that was a setup or what, he was in the big shot movie producer's office telling my beautiful fiancée, which you can see, that's who she is. Look how beautiful she is. I mean, what are you doing with him? You really gonna have the baby with him? You could be a movie. This is the same type of activity that he did that got him bounced from Law and Order. Because from what he told me, Dick Wolf had to pay either 2 or 3 girls, guest stars, because he would hit on every one of them, paid them off, and the third one he paid off, and then that's when he got his. Had nothing to do with how much he got paid, which he was getting paid at that time, $35,000 an episode, times 23, and he was on the show for 5 years. He got bounced. So at that time, he had no job, so he was hanging out with me. I was his best new buddy. But now I'm going to do him just like I did Danielle Staub. I got 5 years worth of stories that I'm just going to blast him. And so, okay, so he's telling my ex-wife all of that shit. He's got her on a small little couch in this little, real small office. And he's touching her on her legs. And he's too close. He's in her face. Trying to, to block me. Everybody knows what word I'm looking for. It starts with a C, block me. That's what he used to always do it when we went out too. When all the women would come over. Anyway. So, and of course, Maribel didn't want no trouble. She never told me what went on in the office while I was down getting the wine. Never told me. Until December 2021, when 4 women came out with similar sexual allegations. And I saw it, and I got on the phone with her, and I said, Maribel, do you see what this guy Chris did? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm going off on her about what I witnessed. Now, what I witnessed him do, that's all I was privy of until 13 years later. Now she's telling me everything that he did. So I said, yeah, this guy, I told you, after we left the apartment, I told my fiancé what kind of piece of crap he was and how he treats women and how he grabs them, because he's a friggin' movie star. Okay? So, and then she goes, and I'm getting mad. And Maribel's telling me, calm down. I said, I just can't. She goes, well, if you're that upset about what you saw, let me tell you what you didn't see. When he had me in that office while you were down, I don't know if the other guy did that. I don't know if I got set up or what. And then she tells me the story. Well, I was fuming. I was just beside myself. And so I don't know if Maribel's going to take any legal action. I did speak to Gloria Aldred. She spoke to Gloria Aldred and her partner. I did a Skype with Gloria for 45 minutes. Now we're telling the whole story. Now the whole story was out. So I don't know where it is, but all I know is that I intend to go public with Chris Noth, just like I did with Danielle Staub. I'm going public, and I'm going to be telling all the stories about what he did. And if there is any women out there that will be filing a lawsuit, because let me stop you right here. There was a statute of limitations for women 18 years and older that got molested. For women, minors 17 and down, there's no statute of limitation. Well, the governor of the state of New York just signed a bill into law on May 24th where there is no statute of limitation. So now Chris Noth is exposed to all kinds of lawsuits. Now, I don't know what happened to the 4 women that went public in December. Did his fancy lawyer, let's talk about his lawyer. So he's got the fanciest lawyer going. The attorney's name is, can you help me out, editor? Andrew Brettler. And let's talk about who Andrew Brettler is. Well, he takes cases where men are accused of rape, sexual molestation, and everything else. And who is Andrew's claim to fame client? Is none other than Prince Andrew. And the scuttlebutt on the street is that Andrew settled with Prince Andrew for $15 million. Yep. And now Chris hired him. Now, I'm going to tell you something else about Chris. Chris is the cheapest guy I have ever met. At the time we were hanging out, his favorite line was, oh, time to pay? Oh, I forgot my wallet. Meanwhile, he was making $35,000 an episode, 23 episodes a year. He is the cheapest guy going. So, having said that, for Mr. Cheap Ass to hire Andrew, what's his name? Bretler, you know he's guilty as all hell. You know it. God knows what that lawyer cost. But I don't think much of him anyway. And if one word that I'm saying is untrue, Chris Noth, sue me. I dare you. I dare you and Andrew, both of you, I dare you. Bring it on, because more is to come. Bring it on. If I'm lying, sue me like I sued Danielle Staub when she lied on me. Sue me, sue me, sue me, you piece of crap. Whew. That's all I got to say about this right now. There's going to be other aspects that I'm going to get into about this case. And again, to all my viewers, I really apologize from the bottom of my heart that it took like 11 days to get this video out. And please leave your comments about this guy. And this is breaking news. You know, nobody else got this story. And not only do we have stories, we have 3 witnesses. We have the guy's wife, the producer, me, plus Maribel's 3. So stay tuned. I don't know what's going to happen, if lawsuits are going to start flying. All I know is, Chris, you need a big deal lawyer. Thank you, guys. And please like and subscribe. Push the button. Please do me a favor. Thank you.